Chapter 3. Formulas and Functions, Excel 2016. Topics covered. Formulas and functions in Excel. How to enter a compound formula. Cell referencing. Functions in Excel and their types. Errors. Formulas. In Excel, formulas are used to perform mathematical calculations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. To revise how to enter a basic formula in Excel, consider the following example and follow the steps given below. Step 1. Click in the cell C8. This is the cell where you will input your formula. Step 2. Type the equal sign followed by the formula to calculate the average of the number of the steps throughout the week, i.e. equals C2 plus C3 plus C4 plus C5 plus C6 plus C7/6. Step 3. Press the Enter key. The result will appear in the cell. Calculating the total number of steps in a week. Answer appears in cell C8. Using a range of cells in a formula. While entering a formula, instead of typing the individual cell addresses, you can make use of a range of cells. It is a block of cells forming a rectangle, usually represented by using a colon, also called the range indicator. In the example above, the range of the cells from C2 to C7 will be denoted as C2-7. To enter a formula consisting a range of cells, there is a need to enter a function in it. To understand this better, follow the steps given below. Step 1. After typing the same example as above in the spreadsheet, click in the C8 cell. Step 2. Type the equal sign followed by the function equals average C2, C7. Or type the equal sign followed by the average function and select the range of cells from C2 to C7. The range C2-7 will be added automatically. Inserting the range of cells in the formula with the function. Step 3. Press the Enter key. The result will appear in the cell. Text formula. When two or more text values are concatenated to produce a single text value with the use of the ampersand and character, a text formula is formed. The ampersand character is known as the text operator. For example, the text formula Excel and space and spreadsheet will give the output Excel spreadsheet in the selected cell. Text formula inserted. Output of the text formula. Entering a compound formula. A compound formula can be used to create and enter a formula containing more than one operator. For example, to create a formula for the surface area of a sphere i.e. consider the following example and follow the steps given below. Step 1. Click in the cell B3. Step 2. Type the formula B2 in the cell and press the Enter key. The output will be calculated and displayed. Compound formula entered. Surface area calculated. Cell references. Using a cell address in a formula is termed as using its cell reference. For example, the cell reference of the cell that you entered in a formula which lies on row 3 and column A is a 3. There are three types of cell or range references in a formula, which are relative, absolute and mixed cell references. Let us study about them in detail. Relative reference. Suppose you have entered a formula in your spreadsheet. Now, when you move or make changes to this formula, the references of the cells automatically changes with respect to its new position. This type of cell reference is known as relative cell reference, and the cell referencing is called relative referencing. To understand relative referencing, consider the following example and follow the steps given below. Step 1. Write the formula equals B2 in the cell D2 and press the Enter key. Entering formula in D2. Step 2. Click on the cell D2, copy its contents and paste the same in the cell D3. Observe in the formula bar that the cell reference in the formula will change from equals B2 to equals B3C3, and the output in this cell will be calculated accordingly. Similarly, you can copy the formula in cell D4 and calculate the total amount in the cell D5. Absolute reference. Sometimes, there is a need to keep a cell reference fixed so that it does not change on moving or changing the contents of the cells or the formula. In this case, the absolute cell reference is used, and this type of cell referencing is called absolute referencing. To make a cell reference absolute, two $signs are used in the cell address. One is used before the column letter and the other before the row number. For example, the absolute reference of cell D2 will be D2. To understand absolute referencing, consider the previous example with some changes and follow the steps given below. Note that some text is entered in the cells G3 and H3, which will be used as the cells with a fixed value. Step 1. Write the formula equals HD in the cell E2 and press the Enter key. The output will be displayed. Step 2. Now, perform relative referencing for the rest of the cells, entering the formula in E2A. Observe in the formula bar that the formula becomes equals 3, which shows that only the relative part of the reference changes, while the absolute part remains the same. Absolute referencing. Mixed reference. When a cell reference contains both the relative and the absolute reference, it is known as a mixed cell reference, and this type of cell referencing is called mixed referencing. To create a mixed cell reference, a single $sign is used either before the column letter or before the row number. For example, in the previous case, if we enter the formula equals H32 in cell E2 and then copy it in cell E3, the formula becomes equals H33, and hence, in this case, both relative and absolute referencing takes place. Functions. You have already read that functions are the predefined formulas provided by Excel 2016 that perform specific calculations. It generally consists of two parts: the function name and the argument. The function name is used for the calculations, for example, sum, average, max, etc. An argument is the value which is enclosed in the parenthesis and on which the operation will be executed. It can be a number, a range of cells, some text, a cell reference, or a formula. Types of functions. There are 5 types of functions in Excel: text functions, mathematical functions, statistical functions, date and time functions, and logical functions. Text functions. Text functions are used to insert textual data in Excel in the way you like. Syntax. Description. Examples. Concatenate. Text 1, text 2. Joins the text values of the cells. Concatenate Excel, spreadsheet, equals Excel spreadsheet. Len, text. Tells the number of characters in the text including spaces. Len Excel spreadsheet, equals 17. Lower, text. Converts the text in lowercase. Lower Excel, equals Excel. Upper, text. Converts the text in uppercase. Upper Excel, equals Excel. Right, text, N. Displays and characters from the right side. Right Excel, 3, equals cell. Mathematical functions. Mathematical functions are used to perform calculations on data in the cells of a worksheet. Syntax. Description. Examples. Equal to sum, number 1, number 2. Calculates the sum of the given arguments. Equal to sum, 15, 28, 77, equal to sum C2 E3 equal to sum C2 E3. Product number 1, number 2 calculates the product of the given arguments equal to product 58 11 4 product C2 D3 D11 product A1 B6. Mode number 1, number 2 gives the remainder on dividing two numbers. Mode 24 3 equals 0. SQRT number displays the square root of a number. SQRT 256 equals 16. Statistical functions. Statistical functions are used to study the data in a worksheet. Syntax. Description. Examples. Average, number 1, number 2. Calculates the average of the given arguments. Average, 5, 3, 3, average 2, H4, average 4. Max, number 1, number 2. Finds the maximum value in a given set of values. Max 55, 32, max B7, E5, max B7 A5. Min, number 1, number 2. Finds the minimum value in a given set of values. Min 33, 12, 154, min 2, G5, min 5. SQRT, number. Displays the square root of a number. SQRT, 256, equals 16. Date and time function. Date and time functions are used to display date and time of a specific period. Function. Description. Syntax. Now. Displays the current date and time. Now. Today. Displays the current date. Today. Logical functions. Logical functions are used to compare two or more values of data in the cells of a spreadsheet. The output of these functions is either true or false. Syntax. If data along with appropriate operators, true answer, false answer. Use of the if function. Entering a function. Now, you can use all these functions to carry out calculations in Excel. For example, we can take the same example as above and use the sum function to calculate the total amount and discount on the products. Total amount calculated. Errors. An error is defined as the extent of possible difference between the calculated value of a quantity and its true value. For example, if you try to use a formula to divide 3 by 0, it will not be executed because this operation is not valid. Let us study some common errors that you studied in the previous class along with the new ones. Total discount calculated. Error. Description. This error is generated when the result is too long to fit in the selected cell. Can fixed by adjusting the column width. This error occurs when an incorrect name of the function is entered. T can fixed by specifying the correct function name or text. This error occurs when a number is divided by 0. It can be fixed by making sure that the divisor is not 0. This error occurs when wrong arguments are used within a formula or function. It can be fixed by specifying the correct arguments. This error occurs when the cell reference used in the formula or function is invalid. It can be fixed by entering the actual cell reference in the formula.